Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Eureka 7 Volume 2 of the New Vision. I'm Michael from the GreatWhiteNorth, and last time we had found the head of a Type R505 at the Rumble, and Sumner's decided he's going to join that himself. So, without any delay, let's start.
Okay, I went and signed you up. The rules are simple. The game's a round-robin style. Keep going until you give up or the other guy stops moving. You got it?
I know. I've done it before, so I know the basics of this thing. Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Go get him! Deathmonger!
What the heck is that?
Your fighting name. It's a pretty cool one, don't you think? I thought that one up.
I like it. Really?
The tournament is now beginning. First up is Tolman the Reaper. He's taken down over 20 LFOs to date. Deathmonger here is a promising rookie. He has a strange name, but he has a brand new Azure LFO. His abilities are unknown.
I never hold back, not even against rank amateurs.
That's my line.
You better watch your mouth, boy. You're talking to a veteran.
The name's Deathmonger, and I'm gonna make you regret calling me boy.
Oh boy, Sumner sure gets caught up in the moment, doesn't he?
It's the rural game. Nothing can touch him.
A first-timer can hardly expect to win the rural games. The odds are heavily in Tolman's favor. I've never seen Tolman's odds so high. Ready? Fight!
So a couple of things there. How is Deathmonger a weird name compared to Tolman the Reaper? Like what? Also, I don't know much about the military, but are you still considered a veteran if you like defected and left? Because if so, then like Sumner's a literal veteran. Either way, that's none of this. We're at the Rural Games. Sumner was here before when he was investigating the black market. He entered last time just to test out his LFO because Ruri told him to. But this time, we're actually working our way up. We have to fight through the ranks to get up against Iron Joe. And I guess in doing that, we will then find out about the head of his LFO instead of just finding him back and talking to him. Either way, we're going to get to play a lot more at this spot in the chapter as compared to the rest, which was very, very story-based. This first guy here is pretty easy. You don't have to worry too much about taking damage because between each round you are going to get your health back.
This can't be happening! Deathmonger is a powerhouse. He defeated Tolman and advanced to round 2.
And that was actually considered the end of that section. Still got a lot of money, can't wait to spend it.
The winners of round 1 will now fight in round 2. The winner can then challenge the champion. Deathmonger, the unknown rookie, versus Bing, the soldier who returned from hell. Bing is a former KLF pilot. Now we'll see how a professional does it.
I've been dying to meet you, BB. I'm Deathmonger now. This is what I do for a living. I'm gonna show you some of the techniques they taught us in the military. I'm gonna make you pay.
The fighters are squaring off. Bing's thirst for victory cannot be quenched, but there is more to this rookie than meets the eye. The payout is in Bing's favor. The gong is about to sound. Ready? Fight!
So I guess Bing and Collins wanted the Flesnia originally for this. This is what they were planning on using it for, since it's a brand new LFO. It's probably just naturally in better condition than anything they've got, which I guess is their goal. But yeah, we get to fight Bean again, who was formerly in the military, but he doesn't know that we also were. That said, this doesn't mean, even though this is like, I don't know, how many fights have we even had in the game so far? This is actually a bit of a tougher fight. He's much stronger than the Natabachi brothers. He's much stronger than he was before, even. He does put up a bit of a fight here. So you kind of do have to watch yourself, especially since we haven't had a chance to upgrade our Flesnia at all. We're still in our base set of parts and weapons, and I don't think I mentioned this before. The problem with this gun, despite the fact that it is pretty strong, it does a good job of both. Oh right, there I did a dodge. If you have something locked onto you, you can do that and it'll shoot away like missiles and stuff. That was with the left trigger, I believe. Anyway, yeah, there's the damage with going airborne, is if you're locked on, it can stun you. Anyway, the problem with guns like this is you just lock on and it sort of fires, but if you aren't facing in the right direction, it can't really aim properly, so it can be tough to actually hit with this gun. Despite the power, it is just a little more harder to hit, which is the payoff of, or the downside of a strong weapon. There are different types of weapons that we'll get to when we get to the shop, but that's kind of the problem here. And you saw earlier I was waiting to throw my boomerang until he was out of his stun animation to get another stun out of him, but he was able to fire faster than I was actually able to react.
Have some of this. It's the real deal.
That was a pretty good one. So we're actually not doing too hot at the moment. Our health is now below half. There isn't too much downside to losing. We would just have to retry this fight, but still, we don't want to lose. Sumner is the main character. He can't lose a fight. And I was lucky to actually get that hit on him. When you're backing up, when you go for a melee, you're kind of stuck in that animation for a little bit. But thankfully we got him. Oh, I thought we had got him there because the South Bar vanished, but no, we still have a little bit left. As you can see, we're now down to 3 bars of our health left. And he was actually a pretty good fight. Compared to what he was before, it's a little weird how much he ramped up in difficulty in a second. Now we're down to 2 bars and it's flashing. Yeah, this is actually a pretty tough fight. It's actually a lot of fun.
Deathmonger wins! Have we witnessed the birth of a new legend? I envy all those lucky dogs who bet on Deathmonger. It's one high payout after another. Now he can challenge the champ.
So it turns out all you need to do to challenge the champ is win 2 fights. Not too bad, actually.
Yeah, that's the way!
Piloting LFOs is what he's really good at.
Hey, how much do you have on you?
Why do you ask?
Put all your money on Deathmonger in the next match.
Are you serious, old man?
This old man has been watching these games for years. He's gonna win.
Hey, Joe!
That you, Collins?
I hear that Monger guy is making a big splash out there.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
I owe that little punk some payback!
Really? What's that?
Some extra payment out of my own pocket. I want him dead, got it?
Listen, Collins, I don't know about that.
Kill him. Make him disappear now.
Deathmonger will challenge the champ. Who'd have thought it would come to this? This is what the rural games are all about. Deathmonger, the mysterious newcomer, has entered the ring. And now, the man who needs no introduction, the ultimate champion, Iron Joe!
Deathmonger, you have my compliments for making it this far.
Do you know a woman by the name of Ruri?
What?
She's the owner of your LFO's head.
You mean her?
Tell me where she is.
If you want to know, you'll have to beat me.
I don't think he knows everything he says is being relayed to the stadium. It's so embarrassing.
Do these two have a grudge to settle? It's a clash between two heroes over a mystery woman. The promising rookie and the unbeaten champ. The champ has 9-to-1 odds. Do I smell a long shot win cooking? There's still time before the gong sounds. Go on and bet a bundle. Either one could win. The gong is about to sound. Ready? Fight!
So it wasn't really a lot of time for someone to go bet more money on one of them, either way. So apparently Collins is very upset against us, paying Iron Joe here to murder us, which I think is actually against the rules, but he had a lot of what I assume was money, so I guess we'll find out. Clearly Iron Joe does know who Ruri is, or at the very least has met her, so he's actually not a very difficult fight. Bing was much stronger. As you can see, he's already almost dead. This is also one thing that can happen in this game, is you can very easily just power someone down.
Follow me! If anyone can do it, you can!
Unbelievable! Joe has deployed a ref board and has gone airborne! Go! This is incredible! It's an unprecedented mid-air lifting battle! There's never been a match like this!
I knew you had it in you.
So he also seems to know who we are. We technically did not get his health all the way down because this is the second part of this fight. And this particularly is why I enjoy this game so much, is just the lifting air battles are just so good. So the controls are kind of a mixture of the previous and the new one. Previous battles and the lifting, I mean. You pitch your board the same way as you do before, and you do your tricks with the square button. This is where having a lock-on missile is probably the best, because it's going to be near impossible to actually hit him with our current gun. Not entirely impossible, but it's going to be pretty darn hard. So now, like before, when you press the circle button to do your melee attack, you do boost at him, but it's a little more difficult to get the hit now, because obviously we're in the air. The arenas are actually fairly large, so that makes it a bit easier to fly around. You don't have to worry too much about hitting the outside. As you can see him doing there, he's doing a spin to knock away our missiles, which is a pretty strong maneuver. When you do your melee, you actually set up for a combo of 3 hits. You initially hit with circle, and then you'll be able to push a combination of circle, square, and directionals to then continue the combo. And different combos have different moves. In the original game, we didn't have any really unlocked, but here we do. So that one's called Crisscross Trimming.
Who will be the last man standing?
And it's a pretty strong attack. I don't know if each one does different amounts of damage. There's the basic 3 combination circle, circle, circle. That crisscross ring was a different one. And that is the cutback drop turn, which is kind of the staple of the show.
A complete unknown has crushed the champion, Iron Joe. Looks like this bout is going to have an enormous payout.
And yeah, the lifting battles are really what makes this game so unique and good, and we're going to see a lot more of them, unlike the first game.
Wes, that was you? Ever since last time, I wanted to go up against you again and win. That is, without this thing.
It was a good match, Wes.
It was a heck of a clobbering, but I guess there's no shame in losing if you gave it your all.
Wait, it looks like the owner, Mr. Collins, is walking across the field.
Long time no see, BB.
Maybe it's a part of today's show.
It's invalid! This match is null and void! First it was me, now it's you. You're all so pathetic. When I order you to kill, you kill!
I'm not gonna take any more orders from you.
Then you've outlived your usefulness! They've made a fool out of me for the last time. Listen up! I want him dead!
I don't know what's going on, but a battle royal has broken out!
So wouldn't what Collins have said been broadcast as well about the whole "I ordered you to kill" thing? Either way, yeah, battle royales come out. We're actually going to have a couple of battles we have to do here, and this time our health is going to carry over, so we do have to be a little careful. Thankfully, Wes is here to quote-unquote help. I say quote-unquote because he's going to do a little bit, but we are definitely going to be the driving force of damage in this. Since we do have a helper, though, thankfully they aren't always going to be focused on us, so it's much easier to just focus one down at a time. We can technically change our who we are currently locked onto with our right stick, so that can be helpful if someone's suddenly jumping us. But with that, one's down. They have a long animation before your lock-on wears off. But yeah, I would imagine what Collins said was broadcasted because he was announcing that the match was invalid for some reason. Didn't really give a reason for why it's invalid. Clearly he wants to not lose his money, which Wes literally just threw to the side. Also, that was Wes the whole time. We did face off against him in the first game, and we did beat him.
Fancy seeing you here. Guess I'll be able to get my revenge today. Revenge!
And now the Natabachi brothers. They're no more difficult than they were last time. And the previous match had 3 guys. This one's only 2, so yeah, they're kind of weaklings. But anyway, Wes, we fought him in the first game. He kind of got in the wrong side of the tracks, kind of thing. Kind of did some bad stuff, and we kind of set him on the right pace. I guess while this match here is technically illegal, it's not too bad. He clearly has some morals by not wanting to kill us.
Hey! Hey! Get in there, you guys!
And now another set of 3. These guys are a little more difficult, but this is a pretty easy fight overall. The big thing about this entire episode was kind of Bing. He was the powerhouse of the bosses. I guess if you had trouble figuring out the controls for the lifting battle, that could have been pretty tough, but as long as you try and stick to melees, you're pretty good. One thing I didn't mention in the lifting battle is you can technically do a quick drop, quick jump, or like do a quick left or right strafe by flicking the left stick in a direction. It can be pretty useful, especially if you need to do a sudden dodge that you weren't expecting coming at you. But one's down. Our health's getting a little low, but we're actually almost just about done all these fights. Thankfully, Wes is a better partner than I think any of the partners were in the first game. The AI in this game has definitely had an improvement over the other one, despite not actually being that far after the previous game's development. They came out pretty close to each other, actually. And I wouldn't say like the graphics have improved or anything, it's pretty similar. I just think some controls have been a little more fine-tuned, and the story in this one is much better than the first one. The other one was kind of an episode 0 to this game. But you can't really expect much when it comes to a prequel game to an anime, especially an anime that wasn't super huge, though it is pretty popular itself.
They're tough. These two champs are simply too tough. Is there no one on this planet who is a match for these two? What a victory!
But that's it for the Battle Royale. We kind of made it out pretty well.
Hey, you did it, man!
Yeah. Deathmonger and Iron Joe won the day.
There's a riot starting out front with people fighting over bets.
Looks like Collins is finished.
I don't want to get caught up in that mess. Come with me, and I'll show you where the 505 is.
You got it.
Hey, what about me?
Where's old man Doty?
The front of the line raising hell. You bet a huge wad of money on me.
No doubt about it. That's my 505.
Is this your house? Yeah, and according to my mom, this thing came crashing down into our bathroom. The pilot left this LFO here to cover the repair bill for all the damage to the house. Mom's kind of a softie, so she said, okay.
What happened to the pilot? Is the pilot all right?
That's that Ruri woman, right? Sorry, I don't know where she went. We haven't heard from her. What do you want with her anyway?
Oh, she and I, well, we kinda had a thing for a while there. You said it's in the bathroom, right? The way this thing is sitting here, you guys aren't...
Yep, we're using it to heat the tub.
You're using it as a water heater?
Well, we looked, but we couldn't find a buyer for it. If you want it, you can have it. Oh, and you can take the head from my LFO, too.
Are you sure?
Well, when we use this thing, the water gets a little too hot, you know?
Hey, thanks a lot. Moondoggy, you wanna give me a hand?
I've changed the exterior, added some weapons, and pumped up the booster. But inside, it's still a plain old 505.
Thank you.
I made a big bundle off you at the races. Least I can do. And as for the Flesnia, I got it into working order for you.
Even so, I'm amazed you made it back in one piece after all that ruckus.
I can hold my own when I have to.
Looks good as new.
I hope you're as good as new, Sumner.
What are you talking about?
By the way, you never found out where Ruri is.
Do you think you could pay attention for a sec here? Maybe you'll learn something. I got the 505 back. I know I'll get Ruri back, too.
Someone's stealing it?
Look out!
And that's it for this episode. Next time we're going to have to find out exactly why our Flesnia was moving. I'm sure it just means someone has stolen it. So until then,